ain't trippin'. You know how to play it. We can go that first. I bust for you. Put the spot. She live out of pockets. In this bitch stretch game. I see you got that fuck 63rd shirt back there, my nigga. What's up? This shit, no, I got get back game. I don't know this nigga. This nigga got the get back game. I love that. I love you, guys. Hey, you know, it's all love in this bitch. We gonna tee up shit out. I done dropped that on that Welcome to Roadblock. That bitch going crazy. I don't wanna thank everybody. You know what the fuck going on.
Come on.
Behind you?
KJ, hold on, KJ.
Alright, Von good.
Yeah.
112 good, he good. Or he did. He did. He straight?
Yeah.
Everybody straight?
So far, yeah.
Well, this is an active crime scene with 2 parking lots partially roped off, and GBI investigators still here on scene. This shooting made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people shot and killed was rapper King Von from Chicago.
Yo, what's up, people? We is back. Another day on Keep It G News, man. And then we got breaking news, man, on behalf of Mickey Truth. And I'm going to let her tell y'all the news in a minute. But y'all see what we got going on right now, man. I had to take y'all through all the series of events, yo, because it's so sad how a night that was supposed to be a night of celebration. You know, this was King Von's first album release party. Looked like to me he was having a good time. And then we see how it ended, man. It ended tragically. Multiple people lost their life. Multiple people shot. One career went almost down the drain. A buzzing rapper lost his life. Like, yo, this is something straight out of a fucking movie, man. But today, you know, because a lot been going on since then, you know, King Von's name been all through the news. It's almost like he's still living. From the old block indictment to the murder of K.I. to the documentary that Trap Lil Ross put out that I never watched. But he been getting slandered all through the media, man. Slandered all through the media, man. They painting this man out to be a serial killer. Even Wikipedia didn't put King Von's name in the books as a verified serial killer with up to 10 bodies. But today, per Mickey Truth, we got an update on what's going on with Lord Tim and his arrest for King Von murder.
I can officially report and confirm that the murder charge against Timothy Leaks, aka Lil Tim, for the murder of rapper King Von has been dismissed based on the DA's decision not to prosecute. I personally spoke with the clerk of court representative in Fulton County that did confirm by phone that the charges has been dismissed because the DA chose not to prosecute. I do not have any further details if it was due to self-defense or whatever, but the reason that I was provided was due to the DA choosing not to prosecute. So yes, the charges for the murder of King Von against Lil Tim, aka Timothy Leaks, are dismissed.
This might catch some people by surprise, but to me, not at all. Not at all. Now, do I really think this was a justified murder? Not really. Not really. Even though in the state of Georgia, you do have the right to protect somebody else if you believe that they are possibly in great bodily harm or death. Now, from that fight, how can the state come up with that conclusion? That's the question. And the reason I think that the state came up with the conclusion to dismiss the case and basically rule this as a justifiable homicide is because of all the things I mentioned previously that came out after King Von's death. The slander. You know, the serial killer tag. So, like I say, do I think it was justified? No. But I understand that once this go to court and Lord Tim get his lawyer and they take this to trial or however it may go, man, this lawyer gonna bring every single one of them things up in court, man. Every single one. And it almost justifies the homicide. You understand? King Von's death was justified because of how he lived, or how he allegedly lived. The narrative that's being painted about it, the narrative he painted about himself, the documents the feds put out. It's going to be hard to convince a jury with King Von's reputation that he wasn't just going to beat him up, because all his reputation say murder. And how the jury would look at it, or how the judge looked at it, or how the state looked at it if they was going to try this case, the defense was going to paint it out to be like we didn't know what his next move was. Yeah, it started off as a fight. But what would have happened next? And Lord Tim just eliminated the threat before it got to that point. And that's why the case was dropped. But I'm not mad at him. No, I ain't. Because at the end of the day, I said this before. Lord Tim did what he was supposed to do in that situation. He protected the bag, man. King Von crashed out. And that's why I always tell y'all, yo, it's always better to be slept on. Always. Because when you got these reputations, man, people tend not to play with you. You understand? You came there to fight. But since your reputation say murder, that's what they're going to take it. They always going to take it to that next level because they trying to get there before you. So, yeah, it's all good to have people scared of you and all that. You know, that's how people is. They want to be the biggest, baddest thing on the streets. But at the end of the day, it only take one person to say, I don't care who he is or what he about. And that's what happened with this situation. Or it could have been a situation where Lord Tim said, I know what he is, I know what he about, so I gotta get him before he get me. That justifies a homicide to the courts. Especially it looked like, you know, shit, King Thrawn was a danger to society. One danger off the streets, even though he has family, even though he got people that care about him. But I'm telling you how the system works. I seen it in my own life. My brother got murdered by my cousin. I told y'all about that. I had family members willing to come to court, testify, and say, yo, he did it. They never arrested him. Because at the end of the day, my brother was a threat. And they knew he was a threat. He'd been a threat for years. So they didn't really care too much about solving his crime. It wasn't until my cousin got murdered and my aunt got murdered in the process that then they get a phone call. We get a phone call from homicide saying, man, we knew that he had something to do with it. We just ain't had the evidence. We wish we would have moved sooner. But by then it's too late. But this King Von situation, man. And salute the Lord Tim. You know, this one less thing he got to worry about. I think he's currently still arrested, if I ain't mistaken. But it's sorry and it's sad for the family of King Von that was looking for justice. But at the end of the day, King Von knew what he was involved in. You know what I mean? The way he was living, if everything is true about him, shit, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. I think King Von was fully aware that he just didn't think it was going to happen in Atlanta. And I think that's why he reacted the way he reacted. Because I don't think if he was in Chicago, he'd have ever moved so sloppily and so reckless. But let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Are y'all surprised that the charges is dropped? Should they have been dropped? Let me know in the comments. Just keep it G News and I'm out.
You be dreaming about your dreams. I been living out my nightmares. I been missing, I been bed. The other night she was right there. I be lurking with my bros. I be crying with my mom.